Good morning, boys. It's a chilly day out here in West Texas, and the purple martins are hunting and the roosters are crowing, so there's plenty of chirping in the background. If it makes it over to the video, I apologize. What I've got for us today here is a Merlin dual head air chuck from Harbor Freight. About 3 months ago, my old Chinese-made Craftsman air chuck finally died on me here. Too many leaks to get the job done. And I could have just bought another whip for it, but I decided I'd go ahead and get this deal. It's well made, it's nice and heavy. Externally anyways, it appears to be well made. It has worked just fine. Even though this is replacing another one basically just like it, I've never been a super fan. I prefer a dial on the air chuck, and the air chuck I keep in my Jeep is a high flow pistol grip air chuck with a dial on it. And I like that better than this, and it's half the price, and it's made in China, but it's an air chuck. So what do we have here? Let's talk about it a second. So this is built to be direct competition with the Milton Industries S516 air chuck. Milton Industries is out of Chicago, Illinois, and my understanding is they actually invented the quick release chuck, and the reason we call those quick release, these things. The reason we call these M-type is because of Milton. That's the reason they're called that. They have a catalog. You can go to their website, check out their catalog. Additionally, if you buy a Milton chuck and you break it, apparently when you call the customer service line, a person answers the phone and you can buy parts for their products. And they come from Chicago, so it's not like slow boat from China deal like getting Harbor Freight parts. I recently posted a video on my toolbox tour, and one of the things I said in the video was that I called Harbor Freight and they said I can get any part for the box except for the trim, and it would take 6 to 12 weeks to come in. A viewer commented that he waited 6 or 7 months for his parts for his box. So this may be the same way. In other words, they may tell you 6 weeks to wait on parts, and then it'd be 6 or 7 months. Well, even at 6 weeks, it's an air chuck. You're going to throw it away and get another one. So that's no good at all. Whereas the Milton product, their parts will come from Chicago. You probably get them in a week or less. That's worth keeping. So this is the Harbor Freight catalog that you get when you're a member of the Cool Kids Club. And you see that the Merlin's quite a bargain over the Milton. It's $37 compared to $53. Also, it shows you here that the Merlin has a bleeder valve. If you overinflate, you can bleed some air out, where the Milton does not. The Milton 516 does not have a bleeder valve. That is true. And the Merlin is $37. That is true. And if you buy this air chuck, this 516 directly from Milton, this $53 price is pretty close to what's actually on their website. However, at the time of shooting this video, if you go to Amazon, you can get that Milton 516 for 38 bucks. 38 and change. So let's say $1.50 more than the Merlin. So no huge bargain on this Merlin. This isn't genuine advertising. This is the manufacturer's advertised price, but it's not what you can get it for. So the pros, it's right there at the Harbor Freight. The cons, 3-month warranty. The cons, getting parts for it, I guarantee you, will be an ordeal. The cons, it's not very much cheaper than its competitor. I don't know what to tell you, boys. When I bought this, 2 or so catalogs ago, they had a 25% off any Merlin product coupon, and that's when I bought this. So it brought it down into the 20s. That makes it a bit of a bargain. Saving 10 bucks over the Milton, now you're saving a few dollars. Let's open it up and see what it looks like on the inside. Let's see what these valves look like. Screwed on nicely. Let's see if I regret this. It's a nice brass valve. Two holes in the old boy, one to go. So one of these holes communicates with the pressure gauge, and the other hole communicates with the tire, or in the inflator side. The valves are nice, and the gaskets are nice, and the spring is good and stiff. This is a well-made part. It's very, very nice and easy to change. It's just, you know, one whole unit. So that's pretty cool. What I don't like is the size of these holes. These holes are pitiful, 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 pitiful. To get any good inflation, they need to be twice the size they are. So this Craftsman is a far simpler design. So when you push down, you basically get airflow all the way around this narrowed brass rod here. So you get huge airflow with this. And that is my primary complaint with the Harbor Freight Merlin product, is you can't, it takes forever to fill up relative to some of my other air chucks I've used, this Craftsman being one of them. This Merlin takes forever. Now I don't know about the Milton. I don't have another one to do a side by side with. It may be very slow as well. Any of you mechanics that use Milton in your shop or have used Milton, comment below so people can get some perspective. Does the Milton fill up quickly, or is it slow also? Let's look at this a little more. It does have this bleeder valve here that they talk about in the advertisement. It's semi-useful. I mean, you can kind of cant your air chuck and let some air out if you need to. That's always the way I've done it. As far as the handle goes, the handle's real nice and heavy built. I would tell you it's comfortable, but it's not. See, my hand size, I end up holding it here, like so. And as I've described, it takes a long time to fill up. So what you end up wanting to do is squeeze harder, hoping it'll get you more air. You don't mean to, you just end up doing it because you're a big old dude and that's what you do. Squeeze hard on the thing you want to move faster. You'll get that in a minute. So when you squeeze on this thing, it gets you right there in the thumb spot here, right in there. And I've got a scar there from throwing a jigger pump off a dredge boat many years ago, the suction side, so I could wash a deck, and it had one of those screw type clamps on it, and the clamp got me. So this thing gets me right in the scar tissue. When I use it with the other hand, it gets me, there's no scar there, but it's still just as uncomfortable. So as pretty as the handle is, I don't like it. Bottom line, guys, stick to one of those pistol grip type deals with the big dial gauge on it. I think they're easier to read than this little bubble window deal. I think they have a higher airflow. I think they work just as well. They're half the price as this, you know, 14 bucks, whatever you can get them for. It's an air chuck. They get kind of beat up, so it's sort of a disposable tool a lot of times anyways. Would I buy it again? I would not. Is it a good tool? It is. Is it priced fair for what it is? I think it needs to be $6 cheaper than it is. I think it needs to come in at $29.99. If that was the price, I'd say this was right on. But at $1.50 less than the Milton, go buy the American-made product with full product support. You'll be glad you did. Thanks for watching, boys. Like, comment, subscribe. Thank you. Oh, wait. We've got a second video. I bought another Merlin air tool, and I want you to check it out. The link I'll put right up here.